There is a story in a place called Jiren Falls in Izu City of the Shizuoka Prefecture of Japan. The story dates all the way back to the Edo period, but it changes very often. One of the versions of the story involves a woodcutter. The woodcutter is not actually from the city, and he doesn't know a lot about local legends and culture. He knows some because people talk, but how is he supposed to believe any of this stuff? So there is actually a legend that goes around the town about a Jorōgumo, or a spider woman, and this is a spider that can turn into a beautiful woman, and she can drag you into her waterfall and drown you. You simply won't return to the city one day. And so obviously this scares a lot of the men who are working around the woods and all these things, and so he's out there in the woods cutting his wood because that's his job, and a spider shows up. The spider begins to weave this beautiful, intricate web around him, but he has to do his job. He can't really be dealing with this, so he admires the beauty of the web, and he transfers it very carefully onto a nearby tree. And to his shock, once the web has been fully weaved around the tree is yanked into the nearby waterfall with such force. And that could have been him. And soon enough, a woman appears before him, and she tells him that she is the Jorōgumo of the waterfall, but she's decided to spare him. However, if she does spare him, he cannot tell anyone of this experience. He can't mention any of it. So he agrees to her terms, and that should be it. It should. But what actually happens is, after all of his hard work, he returns to the city and he goes to hang out with everyone, have a couple drinks, just have some little stories and chat, and talk of the Jorōgumo comes up. And he thinks it's a good idea to boast about it, about his experience. I mean, really, what could happen? So he does. He says, I encountered this Jorōgumo, and I've lived to tell the tale. I'm perfectly fine. And everyone's in such shock about this. I mean, she's killed people. She's drowned them. They've just disappeared. They never returned. And that should be that, right? But he didn't actually follow the terms she set. So that night, what happens is he passes away very suddenly, just shockingly. And everyone in the town realizes that the story is true. The Jorōgumo killed him. And that's what he gets for not following the terms that the yokai set for him. I mean, they're pretty freaking simple, right? But that killed him, and the city people were left in fear of this Jorōgumo all over again. And so the legend goes on. It's pretty fun, and there's many different versions, but that's the one I've heard. Thank you for listening to my story. Bye.